So we take some much needed wins against the Giants in the last two. Um, Prior to the last two, we had Roki and Yama take the first two games against the Giants, and Roki lost and Yamamoto lost. On Tuesday, Yamamoto he pitched into the seventh, and it wasn't a terrible start, but he didn't have his best stuff. He struck out eight, but he did give up three solo home runs that game. Usually in baseball, well, so you have the 1 through 9 hitter, right, in the lineup. The 7 through 9 hitters usually don't get the job done, and to give up back to back home runs to them, it isn't a good look. The 9 hitter himself, Eric Haas, he had two home runs that game against Yamamoto. He's the first hitter to do that in Major League Baseball, um, like against Yamamoto only, like not in history, just against Yamamoto. He's the first hitter to hit two against him in one game. And then Harrison Bader was the other participant in that, who was the 8 hitter, who's only hitting like a buck 50 all year. So these aren't established hitters, to say the least. That doesn't, give any excuses. You still got to, you know, locate your pitches and get them where you need to get them. He got pulled in the seventh. Trinan was supposed to have his back, and he gave up a two-run double to Jung Ho Lee, nicknamed Grandson of the Wind. Pretty cool nickname, honestly. But yeah, so that doesn't help. So we end up losing on Tuesday because of that. Otani comes in on Wednesday, and he walks in and he just shuts it down. Honestly, uh, back to back 7 innings, 7 inning performances pitching wise for him. He wasn't in the lineup that game hitting wise, which is cool. Lets him focus on the pitching. Uh, and he got the job done. Like I said, 7 scoreless innings. We shut them down that whole game. We shut them out. Shut out 0 runs they scored. He himself he had 8 strikeouts. Yeah, uh, that's pretty good. And he only walked two. We only scored four that game, but Mookie and Espinal hit back to back home runs that game. And it was good to see Mookie back, hitting home runs. It had been, since the first week of April that he's been out. So having him in the lineup again for sure just just brings some much needed, you know, much needed just that extra energy. I don't know. I don't even know what to call it. He Mookie Betts on the team just brings so much more fun and activity through the lineup. That's the best way to put it. We ended up taking game three of this series. Uh, that stopped a 4 game skid. We had lost four straight. We had lost the last two to Atlanta and then the first two to the Giants. So that ended that. I just want to say, by the way, that just shows how great Otani is. You know what I mean? No other player in the league has control of the game that much where he can just stop a 4 game losing streak himself and say, "Give me that ball. Let me go out there and pitch 7 innings for my team." So if anybody, people try to compare Aaron Judge, Mike Trout, Barry Bonds, you know what I mean? All these different people, but nah, it just doesn't. You can't. It doesn't compete. You can't compare the two. Like one's a unicorn and one was on steroids, but like was still probably the best hitter of all time, Barry Bonds. But it is what it is. And then Emmett Sheehan did his thing yesterday. Uh, had the ball in his hands. He was striking out. He started striking out people with his slider away. That was his strikeout pitch predominantly in the first few innings. Will Smith was in the one holder yesterday, and he hit a leadoff home run for us yesterday, his first of his career. So congrats to him. And then we scored. We were up 2-0, and Teoscar had a mental breakdown in left field. You can tell he thought the ball was gonna take a different hop. He thought it was gonna hop over the fence, but it ended up hitting the wall and just rolling all the way down to the ends of the wall, and just he he ran really lackadaisical to it in my opinion, and then that caused Jung Ho Lee, the grandson of the wind, uh to hit a little league home run, an inside the park home run. And it was actually, I think they said, the fourth time Dodger Stadium history that there was a leadoff home run and inside the park home run in the same game. The last time it happened, don't quote the year, don't quote me on the year, but it was Eric Young Jr. and he did it in the same game, in the same at bat, which I think is pretty fucking crazy. Like a leadoff home run, like a leadoff inside the park home run. That's pretty crazy. Teoscar kind of gets Emmett off the hook though. He ends up hitting a double later on, which ended up bringing Max Muncy to third, and then Teoscar's on second. And Alex Caw pinch hit appearance hits a single and drives in both of them. He pinch hit for Hassan Kim. So yeah, he ended up driving them both in, so that got Emmett off the hook and put him in line for the win. And then Miggy Rowe ended up driving in Alex Call after a 10 pitch at bat. A big topic right now, like in Dodger Town, Dodger fans, is Dalton Rushing. And honestly, the best way to put it is he's a young hitter. It's his second season in the league. Basically, other teams are just finding ways to pick him apart on the offensive side. Um, what I've noticed a lot, what they're throwing to him is the inside down off speed pitch. I'll show you right now. Basically, pitchers found this weakness and they're just abusing it. That's just what baseball is. You find the hitter's weakness and you abuse it. That the same thing happened to Cody Bellinger when he played for us. I don't know if he's covered this now, but um, one thing pitchers would throw to him all the time and he would get caught swinging is the fastball up and in. As a left-handed hitter, he was always swinging under it, always swinging under it. Same thing with Dalton Rushing. Left-handed hitter, they're throwing him an off-speed pitch in and down, down and in, and he's just swinging right over the top of it. So this is Dalton Rushing's zone. He's a left-handed batter. Like I said, this is his strike zone. These are his strong suits. The red's his strong suits. The blue is what he lacks and what his weaknesses are. This is this is all his information from this year, 2026, 2026. All versus all pitchers, all counts, all pitches. First, I'm gonna deselect all the pitches. We're gonna go fastball. Against the fastball, he's got the fastball. They've thrown that a total of 58 times. The fastball, he's hit hot right here. This zone and this zone right here. This is where he's making the most, noise in the zone. And right here. This zone right here is very important. Very important where my mouse is right now. This is where his swing path is. He's a left-handed hitter. He's swinging through the zone and his bat is coming right here. That's important, right? This is the fastball. What pitchers have found his weaknesses, they're throwing these off-speed pitches. First example I noticed the most is the changeup. Update that. Look at this. The changeup, if it's thrown down here where my mouse is, it drops down here into this zone. So when the ball is coming, he thinks it's a fastball and it's going to land right here where his hot zone was earlier. And literally in the image earlier, his hot zone is right here. That pitch is dropping all the way down here, causing him to swing and just, it's what's making him struggle the most recently. So a lot of people are like, oh, he's so childish, throwing tantrums and stuff like this. It's not necessarily tantrums. It's just that he's struggling and he's trying to make small tweaks in his swing. I'm sure he's making adjustments as every batter does, but that's just baseball. I'm sure he'll cover up this weakness sooner or later. Another cool baseball website is this Baseball Savant. Well, I was just on Fangraphs, but another cool like baseball website is Baseball Savant. And this one this website in particular, it literally shows you his whiff percentage, right? Wait, 2026. Let's go against pitch types right here. Off speed pitch, breaking pitch, breaking pitch. This like just connects to exactly what I'm talking about right now. His whiff rate. Whiff rate equals to how many times you're swinging and missing at the pitch. So this literally tells you how many times he's swinging and missing at the pitch. This stat right here. We can go 2026. This is what's highlighted right now is 2026 against breaking pitches. He's swinging and missing 40% of the time. Off speed pitches, 32% of the time. the fastball, he's not swinging and missing as much. This is important. This is important because it connects to exactly what I'm talking about right now. He's struggling against these pitches. He's thinking they're going to be the fastballs, and they're not. They're the off speed. He'll make that adjustment though. Hopefully, some of those visuals can help make sense to some of the struggles. Some of the not just Dalton rushing, but some of these batters have to face every game. And it's like I said, just the adjustments they'll make every game. The best hitters make adjustments every pitch. That's what Otani and Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, that's what they're doing. Will Smith, they're making adjustments every pitch. It may take a little longer for Dalton rushing. He was, you know, just in the farm system last year. You know what I mean? So he'll be okay. He'll be okay. So after splitting the series yesterday, I feel like that should give us enough momentum into the next two series. They're both away series, but they're still pretty local. So go out and enjoy the games. Honestly, I would say go out and enjoy the Dodger game at Angel Stadium. It's a fun time. I like Angel Stadium. Like I've gone to a few games the last couple years. I just enjoy baseball, so like it's cool watching Mike Trout. I got to see him hit a home run this year. That's just the best way to put it. And that home run actually was pretty significant. It tied him as the all-time extra base hit leader for an Angels history. You know what I mean? You never know what you're gonna see at the ballpark, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, go check it out. They got a series against the Angels, and then they got a series against the Padres. So should be some fun series coming up. I would say this series against the Angels should be an easy win, but for example, last year, if I remember right, the Angels won every game against us. So this is their World Series. They like to come into these series, with a battle, ready to battle. So be expecting that. And then we already know what the Padres like to do. It's a battle for first in our division. So that would also be an exciting series. Uh, yeah. Appreciate y'all for checking in again. I'll catch y'all.